Hello and welcome to Political Paradigm. I'm Terry Ikumi. Today we have a lot to speak about with regard to politics, and I'm joined by one of the major players in Nigeria's political history as the chairman of the Senate Committee on Southeast Development Commission and the former governor of Abia State, Senator Orji Uzor Kalu. Welcome to Political Paradigm.
Thank you, Terry.
So let me begin like this. The APC national chairman's resignation is generating quite a lot of reactions in the public space. I don't know, as a major stakeholder in the party, did you see this coming or were you taken unawares?
No, people cannot see anything coming. Health challenges and health issues are not what you need to joke with. They can come today. I was just with the national chairman 2 weeks ago in his house, and we had a lot to discuss about health, about the party, about every other thing. So health issues are what you can never and never put your eyes or your ears or your mind to. So,
the concern is while the statement from him suggested health issues, his supporters tend to think that it's beyond health issues. And some are saying it's a permutation, political permutation, ahead of the 2027 general election, presidential election to be specific. And then there are those who are now talking about Kwankwaso coming in, and so it's politically motivated. His resignation is politically motivated. Are you dismissing that?
he is a very close friend of the president, and if it's not hate issues, he cannot say it's not his hate issues. So Nigerians, whether small or big, should believe him, because he has no problems with the president. It's not, in my deepest opinion, even if Kwankwaso is coming into the party, he has nothing to do with Ganduje going out. It's absolutely his decision to step down. It's absolutely his decision to look after his health. After all, health is wealth. So can he really be running around from pillar to post, from Sokoto to Rivers, from Kebbi to Calabar, from Yobe to Abia to Yenagoa and to Lagos, post to post? It's quite a difficult job to be done. So honestly, I believe him. Any other person can say what they want, but I know that President Tinubu is very bold enough. He's very courageous. He can tell him, step down. Your services are no longer required, but I don't think so. They are quite close. And mind you, this governor, when he was governor, was the first governor among all people that supported President Tinubu openly before any other thing. So I think Nigeria should learn to believe their leaders when they say they had health issues.
The opposition seems to be milking it and pointing to internal destabilization within the All Progressives Congress. And they point to the fact that this resignation comes within 2 weeks of that situation in Gombe State where he was attacked, and because of the open endorsement of the APC in the state of President Tinubu without the Vice President Kashim Shettima.
No, usually both the president and the vice president have good relationship. And I don't know what you guys are speculating. It behoves on the president to say who his vice will be. It behoves on the vice to say, I still want to work with my boss. It's a two-way thing. It's about trust and belief. So I don't like to discuss such things, because a vice president or a deputy governor and governor is like a husband and wife. It only behoves on both of them to find out how they can work together and how they cannot work together. So nothing happened in Gombe. It's politics. It's usually things that happen in Gombe. It's politics.
I read an article that said that the APC inflicted its own crisis on itself when they chose to endorse Tinubu 2 years ahead of the election. You've also endorsed the president. You've also spoken openly about your love for the president and belief in him. And some say that that's the crisis within the party that is brewing, because now it shuts the door for anyone who may want to go against the president or run against the president in 2023. Do you think that it was too early for the APC to begin endorsements for the president?
No. It's not too early, because even in the where we copied our pattern of democracy, which is the United States, once a sitting president is there, there's no member of the party who is going to contest primaries with him. So what the party did was in order. They did what's supposed to have done, and what they have done is to just set the record. We have no other candidate. We have no other person. We want to maintain the synopsis of democracy, which said the sitting president must have the first right of refusal. And that is just what our party have done.
There's a practice of democracy or across the world?
No, this is a practice of presidential democracy.
But the president must have the right of reply.
Of refusal, yes.
Refusal?
Yes. In the American democracy and the Nigerian democracy.
But how is that affecting internal party?
There's no internal party. It's not affecting anybody. All the people who may want to contest or who may not want to contest have joined the endorsement, and the endorsement is real. So the party, we are right.
So you think that anyone within the party who has an ambition to run for president now should not entertain it?
No, because the party has already chosen one candidate. You saw the executive there that day. You saw the legislative. You saw the House of Assembly members. You saw the party chairman. You saw the party executive from all parts of Nigeria. So this is the hierarchy of the party. It's just like a mini neck. That day just looked like if it was the NEC sitting. So, and the senators were there, members of House of Representatives were there, the ministers were there.
In endorsing a candidate without the vice presidential candidate, do you think that this would affect the relationship between the president and the vice president going forward?
I don't think so, because the vice president at the pleasure of the president. This vice president have also worked very hard, so I'm sure they have a common relationship. People should not put nose their eyes and nose into the affairs of President Bola Tinubu and Vice President Shetima. They should leave them alone. Both of them found the chord to work together.
But there seems to be some form of discontent.
It's always politicians that cause this discontent. Politicians always find a way of putting trouble where there's no trouble.
Do you think that there's a northern agenda against the president?
I'm not from the north. I don't know if there's one.
I remember speaking with former spokesperson of the Northern Elders Forum, Dr. Akim Babamed, and he said that even the governors of the north know that the people of the north do not and will not support President Tinubu in 2027, but they are deceiving the president. So many are now looking at it from the standpoint that this could be a replay of what happened in 2015 with former President Goodluck Jonathan.
I don't think so, because President Tinubu is a core politician, and he knows where it will be good, where it will be bad, where the traps are set. People always demand for their rights. The North, as a hegemony institution, are demanding for what they want President Tinubu to do for them. It's left up to him to do what they want him to do or do things they don't want him to do. So this is a contract between them and the president. Like in my zone, when we want so many things also from President Tinubu, it's the same thing. Everybody is crying. We are like carrying our plates, shouting to the president. Everybody is crying for what to get back to their zone and get back for their region. And that is the truth.
Well, speaking of crying, it would seem that the state of the nation, the hardship in the country, increased hardship, especially under the Tinubu administration, is fueled in a lot of anger in the land. And then you have the opposition capitalizing on that. There are coalitions being formed as well. I recall that former Kaduna State Governor, um, Nasir El-Rufai, recently granted an interview where he said that this is the worst government and he's happy to not be part of it, even though he was initially part of the people who put this government where it is today. And he says that this is the simplest form of government that's been bungled. He says the president's cabinet has no idea what they're doing, and that is why the country is going through what it is going through now. How do you respond to that?
Well, I think God is mercies put leaders at every time for a purpose. Even President Tinubu knows that people are suffering. He knows. But you cannot eat your cake and have it. You cannot want to put up the structural defect we have and also be, even me, I'm employer of labor. I know that people are suffering. I'm suffering myself. Everybody knows. I'm sure President Tinubu himself is also suffering. So, you cannot say you want to restructure things that are abnormal and not suffer. There must be a price, a little price to pay, but the price is getting too much. I'm saying that Nigerian people are hungry. That is correct.
So when you say that the price that Nigerians have to pay is getting too much,
Yeah.
what do you see this government doing?
The man
that
is working.
Addressing it because
No, the man is working day and night. Let me tell you, the stabilization of this economy have come this way. It's going to move down. The manufacturers are the ones suffering most, but they cannot talk. The people who are day-to-day business are suffering most. But it's like during the time for when you have to restructure an economy, we have to feel the pains. You have to go with the pains. It's not a Christmas party. These are things that no government since 1960 have agreed to be done. Nobody agreed to do it because of fear of our people revolting. Despite the consistent of policies they are having today, you remember we just came out of COVID-19. The impact of COVID-19 is showing all over the world. It's showing all over the place. The people in London are crying, people in the US are crying, people all over the world are crying. It's not just Nigeria. We're even a little more difficult for us because we don't have a stabilized economy. If you have a stabilized economy, you know that things will be very, very difficult here. What I mean by that is that we don't have like social security where we give elderly people food stamps or where we give unemployed people food stamps to eat. Because the most difficult thing for a man to go is to go in with hunger. When he's hungry, to go to sleep with hunger. It's quite difficult. So, because we don't have those social outlines today, things are very difficult.
So that brings me to the question, because you initially said that you're suffering, President Bola Tinubu is suffering. That's arguable.
No, I said every Nigerian.
Yeah, you said you are suffering.
Yes, of course.
Right.
I have a payroll. I'm suffering.
So there's more you have to pay now.
Yes. They have a payroll, I have employees, I have people that work under our private businesses. So
when you explain to the people that work for you on how the president is making efforts to address
No.
Just 1 second. When you explain to the people that work for you on the challenges and the efforts of the president, what are the things that you point to that suggest that there is light at the end of the tunnel?
A lot of things have been put in place, and although I don't work in the executive, I'm a lawmaker. The president has brought a scholarship scheme to our young graduates, so their parents will stop paying school fees. We have looked realistically on other...
Are you talking about the NEL fund?
NEL
the
fund,
student loans?
Yes.
But that's not entirely a scholarship. It's a loan that has to be repaid.
Loan, but it's better you go to school than not going to school. It's better you get the loan. It's the same thing in America. It's better you get the loan to go to school than not going to school. So those are things they are doing. I mean, this is one of the things I find very interesting that the president have done. The president have ordered people to release in the strategic reserve the Ministry of Agriculture led by Abubakar Kyari to put food on the table of Nigerians where they can. And president is fighting every day through our military and through other security agencies to see how we can curb insurgents. I'm very thankful for our armed forces for the good job they have done and other security agencies. But these things are difficult because also people are sabotaging this. People are deliberately fighting this war, both in the all fronts of banditry. So it's a terrible thing that people will put a war against themselves. Nigeria is at war with itself, which is not supposed to be. I come out to say, if Nigerian people really want this thing to end, it will end. Because they'll come out and say, no, enough is enough. We'll put our hearts to it. We'll fight for it. Because every other big people are trying to sabotage the other. The hatred, what is causing this problem is even the hatred among political elites. The hatred is too much because everybody wants to push the other person down to be able to come up. So how can we survive? I've said it times without number that how can political elites should come out and know this is our country. This country does not belong to President Tinubu. It's our country. It's your country. It's my country. So why don't we come together peacefully and see how to pay attention more to our security, two, to our economy, and three, to our children and the younger ones and women. These are things that we should.
But as a business person, the government's policies should impact heavily on businesses because government does not create employment. Rather, it creates an enabling environment for businesses to thrive, which in turn will impact on employment. Nigeria's unemployment rate.
No. But this is just what I've answered you. That government should pay more attention with the society to security.
No, I was going to ask you directly as a businessman, how the policies of this government have impacted your business.
Well, it has been a very difficult time. And it's still very difficult. But we are hoping there's a light at the end of the tunnel because the policies are just new, removing the subsidy, imagine the exchange rates. These are making things. People before used to still stay on their beds and make phone calls and make billions of naira instead of foreign exchange. People before used to stay on their bed, take allocation of fuel and make billions of naira. I'm very thankful to Alhaji Aliyu Dangote for what he has done in putting the refinery. And the refinery is not only going to supply Nigeria fuel, the refinery is going to supply other countries around us fuel. It's just that the absolute mismanagement in NNPC have not made the other refineries to be working. The government is moving because you can see the prices of fuel went so up and it's trickling down back. The prices of foreign exchange, prices of foreign exchange went so up and it's trickling back. The price of goods went so up and they're trickling down. That is what I'm saying, that we are watching to see the trickling effects. Mind you, all these people you call in opposition, they are all friends of President Tinubu. We're all our friends, one way or the other. So we should find time to sit. This is not time for politics. This is time to govern. This is time to give back Nigerian people food on their table. This is time for Nigerian people to have value.
Senator Orji Uzor Kalu, I'd like to get your thoughts. I'm very eager to get your thoughts on this coalition that's being formed now. It's being formed, and then there's a new political party being propagated the All Democratic Alliance. You know some of the people in there, some very major players in Nigeria's political landscape. You have the likes of Atiku, you have the likes of Obi, you have the likes of El-Rufai. In that, this has played out before in 2015, how the APC was formed when dissatisfied persons came together and formed a new party, formed a merger, and ousted the president. We've heard your party say they're not concerned about it, but are you?
Well, because I'm a human being, I'm concerned. Because I'm a human being, it's just telling APC we need to work harder more. Because I'm a human being, we need to work harder. There's no two ways that hard work. They can form their coalition, but we're also working very hard to make sure that we will not be submitted by the coalition. The coalition in politics, let Nigerian politicians stop. Every 4 years of election, we form new parties. It's very disgraceful. Why can't all of us be in one party? If you don't win this time, you still be in your party and fight further. So every 4 years, Nigerians are talking about forming new party. Are we not ashamed of it? Are we not? We should be stopping all those things.
Well, who do you blame for that? Some say the political parties themselves
no, the political
are not
class,
utilizing their internal democratic mechanisms to solve their issues.
All I know is that because of ambition of the political elite, everybody wants to be president. Everybody wants to be governor. Everybody wants to be senator. Everybody wants to be House of Assembly. Everybody wants something. You see, so it's madness. So it is a time we should say, this is our party. I'm in opposition. We play opposition role and wait till the next election. So all the time we are running around from one party to the other, to this, to that. I'm taking life very simple now because you see, everything we're doing here in terms of party, wealth, everyday vanity. So we should think more about Nigerian people. Nigerian people need to benefit from democratic process. If there's any democratic process is not benefited by Nigerian people, it's not democratic process. So I call on the elite to stop sabotaging one another, to stop fighting one another. Every day, it's only in Nigeria, you go, there are 200 petitions against people in police, in EFCC, in DSS, in everywhere, among themselves. People should find time to sit down and fashion how we can help the vulnerables and create more jobs, sustainable jobs. When I mean jobs, sustainable jobs.
Is that not the role of the opposition? You say that people are acting the way they are, political elite are acting the way they are acting, mainly because of their personal ambition. Some would say that is opposition, that not everybody
No,
needs to
I'm
be
not
in your-
against, no, I'm not against opposition criticizing. But I'm against opposition fighting among ourselves. Criticism is part of democracy. I can never ask people, even me, if the president is here, he will tell you that I criticize him where I need to, one-on-one. I tell him my mind, and he's courageous enough to accept some. So that is it. People must not go dancing and telling president or vice president or senate president or speaker of the House of Representatives what is not the truth. They should tell them what is the truth. Every other thing will fail, but the truth will stand the test of time. Everything will fail. And the truth is the only thing you do. You have no defense. Once you put the truth on the table, you don't have anything to defend. And I'm telling you the truth. It is very courageous on President Tinubu to remove the fuel subsidy, to match the exchange rate, to be able to say no more of some certain things going on. I mean, but that is okay. But you have to fine-tune another strategy to make all these decisions trickle to Nigerian people. And that is where I am.
But when will that happen? I mean, it's
As
the argument. The argument is that this should have been the first thought of the president before implementing these policies.
But why it's difficult to see it that way? Because I think when the president came in, he didn't want to spend a night not doing that.
Not doing what?
Removing subsidy.
Okay.
Because once he removed the subsidy, you can see there are a little more, less private jets on the sky. And you can see the businessmen, president have done enough, done a lot. Even the tax reform bill is a credit to him. Although people will say, oh, some people will benefit. In every action, some people must benefit. But it's a good omen for the country.
Do you think it's a worthy sacrifice to pay? If that tax reform bill, because the North, even though it's passed, there are still some aspects of it that are still not satisfactory to the North. And they believe that they need to put up an agenda. And I say this because I've spoken with some of the lawmakers who are not happy with the way that bill went. They didn't think that it should have...
No, but they were in the floor of the Senate.
Well, absolutely.
They were in the floor of the House. They were there to ask.
It doesn't take away
let me tell you, both the Speaker of House of Representatives and the Senate President gave everybody opportunity to voice out where they are not happy. I was in the Senate.
So you think that every aspect of the tax reform bills, as they passed, or have they have now been signed by the president, appeals to every section of this country?
No, but no law is perfect. This is why if there's another president, if his amendment, we'll do amendment. That is why no law is perfect. But the most important thing is to have a piece of legislation turned into an act of National Assembly. And in that act, there will be continuous amendment. But we have to practice something to know that is bad or good. Nobody, like people say, oh, I wore the dress of president to come to the Senate. I wore a dress made by me, by my constituency. And if it carries the logo of the president, that is very good. That is good for them. So, you understand me? So I'm coming. Yeah. So you see, I'm not a sycophant. Even Mr. President knows. Every Nigerian knows that I speak to anybody the way I feel and what is the truth. What I'm looking for, my needs are not very
major.
Yes, my needs are almost zero. Today, my needs are very zero, almost zero. So what I owe my conscience, myself, people of my state, people of my village, is at any time to tell all the leaders the truth. All the presidents I have worked with, from Obasanjo to Buhari to Tinubu, I tell them the truth. The only thing you can say is, don't come to my house again. I'll say thank you.
Do they listen to you?
Do
they listen?
They listen.
Which of them has the best listening ear?
Almost all of them listen. No, that is the truth. I cannot malign anyone. Obasanjo is a very good listener. I can tell you that. Obasanjo is a man, after discussing with him today, he can call you back. That thing you discussed, come back. I didn't understand some aspects. Buhari is a very good listener. Whether he implements is what I don't know. Tinubu is just 2 years. For a couple of things we have discussed, he implemented. Because he listened also. So this is about leadership. You know, leadership is a very big burden. The same Tinubu you know, possibly some 6 years ago, it's not the same Tinubu because the burden of the country is so much. You know, I live next to the villa.
You think he's overwhelmed?
Every president is overwhelmed. It's not a tea party to be president of Nigeria or to be president of America or to be president of South Africa.
You know, that's going to bring me to the comments from Peter Obi following the resignation of Ganduje. That Every person who cannot perform at any point should be free to step aside. And he seized the opportunity to indirectly say that the state of the country suggests that the president isn't performing.
I'm not going to discuss P2B here.
Not the person. I'm
No,
talking
listen to
about
me.
the substance
Any
of
day
what he
you
said.
want to tell me about P2B, bring him on the TV with me. You can give him 30 minutes and give me 30 minutes. I'm not going to discuss anybody, especially some people like Erufai, like Amechi. I go to their houses, like Atiku. I go to their houses and eat. I'm not that kind of politician that people say, don't go to this man's house. Even President Tinubu cannot tell anybody not to go to anybody's house. So these are things, the psychophancy in politics. They tell you, I can't go to Atiku's house, I can't go to Tinubu's house, I can't go to Erufai's house, I can't go to... The other day I was eating padediam in Amechi's house. And I will still go again because I'm not taking my birthday cake from him. I'm still going to do that. So for me, what they are doing is what they want to do. They have chosen not to be in APC. Have chosen to be in APC. So let everybody mind his own business.
Let me ask you this direct question.
Yes.
With regard to the people of the Southeast,
yes.
You're very passionate about the people of the Southeast. And you would know because most of the time you are in the Southeast. You're always talking about being in, is it Igbera? Igbera.
In my village,
you're
yes.
always there. But let me ask you directly, what's the feeler you get from the people of the Southeast? I'm not talking about the political class. What do you think, where do you think the people of the Southeast stand, or what are they thinking ahead of 2027, especially the presidency?
Well, I cannot say the overall thinking of the Southeast. But the political elites, if you want to ask me what they think, I'll tell you. What they think is that Tinubu should do the second tenure. And after that, we'll come back and put our house in order.
Tinubu should do second tenure.
Yes.
And then after that, the Southeast will take over.
It's possible, yes.
But that's a south-south from one southern president to another southern president.
No. It is also possible that the North will take over and the Southeast can take over. But it is a thing that everybody has to be on the table to renegotiate.
But then when I asked you about the feeler from the Southeast, I was more concerned about the people of the Southeast, not the political elites. And the reason I say this is I recall asking Dr. Akim Ahmed about the same situation. He is not a politician. So I think it was easier for him to say that the people on the streets in the North do not support this administration.
No, people on the streets always don't support.
Why do you think
But
so?
when we go back, because that is when people are hungry, they don't want to support anything.
And it's right, they're right to do so.
They have a right to do that. It behoves on us to continue explaining to them. Like what I'm doing is going back home, doing a lot of more development at home, making sure that young women, young men start having new jobs, building new factories. That I ought to build in Agbara that have light or in Ota that have light. You understand me?
But you're not government. That's your personal
investment.
Yes.
So if our businessmen from Southeast start building businesses in Southeast, people will have relief. The Southeasterners won't even think who is the president of Nigeria.
So they'll care less about the president.
No, they'll be careless. It's like in America. Nobody knows who is president of America. You see a kid that have not left his county or her county. They don't even know who is the governor of the state. It's just like in Lagos State. These people don't know who is the governor of Lagos State. Because economy is driven. Almost in Kano. These people don't know who is president of Nigeria. Like in Aba and Newi. People don't know who is the governor of the state. Only when they have potholes or bad road, they will remember there is government. But on day-to-day living, these people think about what they can do for themselves.
So you believe that if the people of the Southeast, those ones who have made it, so to speak, can reinvest in the Southeast, it would make up for the lapses of governments.
Yes, because the Southeast was becoming very independent of what government does recently. Only when the security lapses came back that the Southeasterners started feeling about government. If there are continuous investment by the people of Southeast, they will not know if there is government. This is why I always go to my village and make them feel it's not only government they can rely on. You can rely possibly on individuals. So I call on people of Southeast. The country knows the Southeast can manufacture anything they go to China to buy. We can do it in the Southeast. But the country has not been fair to the Southeasterners.
In what aspect?
Like when the war ended, all the presidents, nobody is discounted. They could have counted those people that make shock battery, Obunigwe, all the equipment they made in Biafra. They could have counted those engineers and all of them and get them together and ask them, do this equipment. The problem on Nigeria, people don't want to give honor to Southeasterners. Their society is there. People are ready to work, but give them encouragement. So if one president had just packed them together, take them to defense industry, pay them good salary, forget who gets the honor that he manufactured this. The problem on Nigeria, they don't want to give the Southeasterners the honor that they deserve.
Based on what you've said, some would argue that state governors can pick up those persons and put them in. And
No. State governors cannot manufacture ammunition. It's illegal.
No, beyond ammunition.
No. It's illegal. Because listen, if we have manufactured those ammunitions, we'll be selling equipment to Russia, to anybody who is fighting war, and to all the rest of them.
But it would seem that there might be some form of distrust between the government and the people of the Southeast.
There should not be any, let me tell you the truth. There should not be any type of distrust. When I see how people say, oh, this Igbo, let me be honest with you. There's no way you go to this country. It's only the Igbos are living there. The other day I went to Zamfara, where everybody had run away. All the groups that came to welcome me are Igbos. I went to see the Zamfara International Airport. I went to see so many things. All the occasions I go there, you see Igbos. So, for me, Igbos are the salt of the nation. Because if there is no Igbo anywhere, nobody lives there. So, I want the federal government to make a special fund. Special fund. When I mean fund, I mean special fund. To set aside for Igbos to develop materials that the country needs. There is nothing you needed. We can conserve foreign exchange on what we can manufacture. I know that we don't need to be building this petrochemical. Igbos can manufacture those things. We don't need to spend billions of dollars, 20, 30 billion like that to go and build a refinery. Igbos can build those refineries, but honor is not given to them. There's no encouragement. The country should stop saying where you come from. They should start saying ability on what you can do.
We have a lot of billionaires in the Southeast. Dangote.
No. Let me be honest with you. Let me be honest with you. You cannot equate what I'm saying it's not about private sector driven. It's about government being the driver of this fund. So government must look into. And those refineries, for example, in Port Harcourt or Kaduna, government should hands off immediately and sell them off. Who owns those refineries is not important. What is important is that they are working for the interests of Nigerian people. So let you go back and know all the regions. If you say North, they will produce a lot of agricultural products. You go to West, they do agriculture, they do also some industrial input. You come to Southeast, they do all the industrial input. you'll be fine. This is a very beautiful country. I believe in this country. I believe in strongness of this country. But let the country play out justice. You know, for me, wherever I go, they will only say I'm Hausa man or I'm Yoruba man. But that doesn't bother me. What I care that I'm in Nigeria and I live in the polity of space called Nigeria. And I should play Nigeria. And I believe that Nigeria is a great country. If you are going to other countries, going to everywhere, you know that we are living in a very beautiful space.
What does the Southeast Development Commission address? You're the chairman of that committee in the Senate. There are those who believe that this has been a long time coming. But there are also those of your colleagues from the Southeast who say that the proliferation of all the regional development commissions downplays the impact or importance that the Southeast Development Commission is supposed to have.
Well, I cannot say because every region is a Nigerian region and they have equal rights to other rights. So for me, I'm not a decision maker in the Southeast. What I do is oversight. Whatever the chairman, board of directors, and his management does, my duty is to oversight them. People are going out thinking that the Senate committee will be running Southeast Development Commission. The answer is no, it's not true. They bring their budget for us to look at. We approve the budget and get it back to them. They go and implement.
I'm actually asking about the impact that's expected.
We have not seen the impact until when they start. They have not started. You cannot have an impact on what has not started. Yeah. Although it's going to spark off some inflations because
inflation.
Yes, of course, because we are going to be on spending main road. The highway will be spending. Well, it's not conserving because you put more money to the economy. That is what it is. So, and if you know anything, and the gameful management of the central bank will be losing a little bit because a lot of money is going to be in circulation because central bank have been doing very well, but the issue is that the inflation is taking over the gains the federal government are making.
Let's do some politicking closer to you now. Let's talk about Abia State, where you were governor for 8 years, and now you have a governor from Labour Party in that state, whom you recently visited. Some say you endorsed this governor and said that Tinubu was happy with him. And then we had reports
that Tinubu
was happy with the governor, and that the governor is also supporting the president, except you say that's not what you said. And then we hear that the APC in the state is unhappy with what you've said about the governor.
No, for me, governor have done my road. I built that road as a governor 20-something years back, and no other person built it. They maintained the road. And the road is in my constituency. So I'm very happy with the governor for building the road.
Is that it?
Whether I will support the governor is another thought altogether.
So the reports of you endorsing the governor are false?
No, listen to me. I don't endorse people. The endorsement lies on the people he's working for. I'm very grateful and thankful to the governor.
For that one action.
For that road. Because from Umuahia to Igbere, Umuahia, Uzor Kalu, Ovim, and Alai, Item, Igbere, and Abreba. We are very happy. We are very thankful. It's my core constituency.
But what's governance like generally? You've been a governor in that state, so you would know what governance, if there's any improvement in governance. Would you say that the governor's doing well beyond the roads he's provided for you?
No, because governor has done well on some aspects. You know, governance is a vast thing. He has done well in what he's doing. You know, me, I'm not afraid to say the truth. Governor has done well in some aspects. But there are also things he has not concentrated with the people. So he still have a lot of job to do.
Do you expect him to join the APC?
I never discussed such things.
No, I'm not saying you.
No, listen to me.
I'm not saying you
no,
did, Your Excellency.
Listen to me.
Are you open
I
to that?
have never discussed such kind of thing with the governor. The governor is an adult. There's something you don't know about this governor. He was my banker. He's my friend. He's like a family to me. So people want me suddenly because I'm in APC, is in Labour Party, to carry sword against it. There's only one day I would disagree with this governor. On the day of election.
What if he joins your party?
Then there'll be no disagreement.
So you are, that's the
But
issue.
I've never discussed that with him.
Well, you'll be well. I mean, the governors join.
The governor is intelligent enough to know what is good for him, whether to join the party or not to join.
What do you think is good for him to join the APC?
I don't know. It's his institution. I don't like to print people.
What?
Moreover, he's my friend. He's a family friend. We talk. If APC have a candidate tomorrow, I will support the APC candidate because that is very plain.
Oh, well, speaking of candidates, there's a video of you asking the deputy speaker to quickly declare his intention. So
no, that is people are misunderstanding what I'm saying. People say he's running for governor.
He hasn't said it.
He hasn't said so. And I have told him privately, do you want to run for governor? Declare it. That is the truth. I've told him in my house, he came and said, are you running for? He said, I should give him some time. And that is, I can never lie. If you ask him, he say, yes, it's true. He said, I should give him some time. So what we are saying, the time is running up. It's either he declares he wants to run, but I don't want any member of this, almost the same family, to start running against each other. That is what I said, no, it will not happen. If he's running, other ones should wait. He can run primary with outsiders, like people from Central, but not from the North.
Okay.
Because it's one family. So for us to win, we need unity. We need oneness. And that's what I'm avoiding.
You think if the APC, you think the APC can win Abia State back?
It's possible, yes. Why not? Everything is
Well,
hard work.
the report we hear is that Governor Oti is performing so well and that the people of Abia State fully support him. So I'm going to ask you this question because we know in the last election as well, President Tinubu did not win Abia State. Now he has you to work for him in Abia State. Do you think that you can pull that off for him in 2027?
Well, it's a difficult question, but I will try. And our people believe me. In the last election, I didn't put much effort in anything. But in this election...
Why didn't you?
No, I didn't put effort. I'm an honest man.
That's why I'm asking you honestly.
Yes.
Why did you not?
I was going to put a very big effort for President Tinubu to win our state.
Well, you were friends with the president at the time. Why did you not put effort?
No. I didn't put much effort.
So you want to intensify your effort?
I want to put the real effort. Will come now. And they were not because of anything. I didn't put much effort because our states were in disagreement and APC, everything were upside down. And the churches play a lot of role. The churches took over every structure of politics. For me, I didn't want to offend the church. But now I've settled with the church to tell them, no, what you people did before was not too good. This is why I didn't put effort. Because
why did you think it was wrong?
No, because if you go against the church, what they wanted, they can excommunicate you. So I will not take Holy Communion.
Why did you think what the church did was not good enough?
No. The church took a position.
They shouldn't?
They
shouldn't have taken a position?
No, but it's good for them to take position for good governance.
Yes.
Yes, they took position against
Tinubu.
A particular party. Not Tinubu.
APC generally.
No, not APC. They said vote people by their individual making. You see it? So the church said, we will. For me, I'm not supposed to have won an election because the church also were behind me. They say, no, I have done well. I did well as governor. I did well doing well as senator. That I will go back. That's the truth. And I find it difficult. But now, in the last couple of months, I've been able to tell the church, give us opportunity, we will rejig the government, we will do well. The church is a powerful tool from where we come from. So I believe I will be in bed with the church.
Is that for the next political ambition of yours, or
For present
for
and future, at
well,
all times, I will be in bed with the church and the people of Abia State.
but
They will
how
vote for Tinubu.
the people of Abia State will
I
vote
can
for
assure
Tinubu,
you
and the
that.
reason is
The reason is that Tinubu has given us a lot of projects in our constituencies. So
in Abia State.
in Abia
What sort of
State.
projects do you have from the president in Abia State?
Roads, everything. He's doing the Enugu Port Harcourt Expressway. He's doing the Lokmanta Enugu Expressway. And he's giving constituency projects to all of us. So they are feeling the impact now. President is extending his green biro to our constituencies. So the people are feeling the impact. And they know it's a presidential biro. And they will give them, they will also return by their votes.
How then do you respond to those who say that the Southeast is not benefiting from the president, from appointments to perhaps federal presence? And that's why some people say that you have to join the president's party for you to attract federal presence in your state.
This is just 2 years. I have discussed with President Tinubu. There is no new petrochemical, there is no new gas company, there is no new coming up. But it's identifying where this things will be. It's not everything that you should know. President Tinubu will surprise the Igbos. I've told them before.
President will surprise the Igbos before 2027.
Whether before or after 2027.
So
there will be visible investment of federal government in the area.
So, as we wrap this conversation now, based on what you said, do you think that the people of the Southeast should still look towards 2027 to get the presidency, or after the president?
No. If you are asking me, you are being wrong. I'm a member of APC, and my party have already a presidential candidate. So I will drive to the right lane of my party. That is it.
You know, but I know that politics has to do with the people. And the question is, are your people going to follow you?
Our people are going to follow
another
us this
direction?
time. They are going to follow us this time. Yeah.
Senator Orji Uzor Kalu, just before we go, I'd like to get your thoughts on something about your party. There are so many opposition members joining your party now. I don't know what you make of it. And the conversation of a one-party state is never ending. But here's one more important thing. Senator Adeline Dume said that he fears that if the ship is overloaded, it could sink. Now, there are people who now say that the APC is just taking people left, right, and center, and there's a possible implosion that could happen if the APC is not careful.
No, the ship I'm inside is not overloaded. We still expect more people to join the party. We still, nobody's talking about one-party state. President Tinubu himself never believed that Nigeria should be one party. He's a Democrat to the heart. If you wish to join the party, you join. And let me be honest to you, no one governor have President Tinubu approached to join APC. Not one. I can tell you this. Everybody joined according to their conscience. I've discussed this with him, and no one has he said, can you come over? Like you asked me about my governor. We never discuss such matter. My governor is a man of himself. I respect him, he respects me. So I go there, I eat, I greet madam, I greet his children, I greet everybody the way I used to do before he became governor. That's what I'm still doing. So if anybody is thinking I'm going to stop going to the governor because I'm a senator in APC and he's a governor in Labour Party, they are wasting their bloody time. What if I go out of politics tomorrow? Will I start going to amend friendship because I abandoned friendship because of party? No, the answer is no. Remember, during Obasanjo, I was only governor. And Bone Haruna going to Atiku's house. Obasanjo drove away all the governors. I was only one going there.
Do you still share that relationship with
Yes, I have open relationship with Atiku. Atiku is Tinubu's good friend. like I am, but they are playing politics. Have you seen them in any public function? They don't greet very well. I'm sure they might be even exchanging visits in the night to each other. Nobody knows.
Well, it's good. I mean, these are the kind
But
of conversations.
it's healthy for constitutional democracy, because people hiding is not good. People being open. Like there are a lot of people who will deceive President Tinubu and say, oh, I don't want to talk to this man. But they hide, go somewhere to go and talk to them. I don't hide. All the major players in PDP are my friend. Both like Sam Anyanwu, like the other Udo Okoye, like Saraki, like Wabara. All of them are my friends, personal friends. And I can't do away with them because they're in another party. It's not possible.
Senator Orji Uzor Kalu, I'd like to thank you very much for coming to speak with me on Political Program. It's always a pleasure. Thank you very much. Well, that's all the time we have on Political Program. I've been speaking with the chairman of the Senate Committee on the Southeast Development Commission, who is a two-time governor of Abia State, Senator Orji Uzor Kalu. If you'd like to catch this episode and more, please go to YouTube and search Political Paradigm or go to channelstv.com. I'm Terry Kumi. Goodbye.